र यति बेला लाइभ स्ट्रिमलाई र लाइभलाई लाइक पनि गर्दै सब्स्क्राइब पनि गर्दै जानु होला है त। र यति बेला ओभरको पहिलो बल राउन्ड द विकेट बलिङको लागि यो बल शानदार कट लगाउने कोसिस मिल्न सकेन। यति बेला आगो लगाइदिन हौ इन्दु वर्माले। यति बेला हल्का मिलाउनु पर्ने हुन्छ यहाँनिर है। कस्तो भयो र लाइभलाई लाइक पनि गर्दै जानु होला साथीहरु। र यति बेला हामी भने स्पोर्ट्स क्रिक स्पोर्टबाट पनि आएका छौं र हामी कुराकानी गर्ने भने अहिले ओभरको पहिलो बलमा छौं र ओभरको पहिलो बल राउन्ड द विकेट बलिङको लागि र ओभरको हामी पहिलो बलको सुरुवाती खेलमा रहिछौं हामी र पहिलो ओभरमा छौं हामी। र अहिले पनि पहिलो ओभर सकिदै गर्दाखेरि बिना कुनै विकेटमा 7 रन बनाएको छ हङकङको टिमले पनि। र लाइभलाई सबैजनाले शेयर पनि गर्दै जानु होला है त। लाइभ स्ट्रिमलाई सबैजनाले शेयर पनि गर्दै जानु होला भन्न चाहन्छु मैले। र यति बेला अहिले पनि पहिलो ओभरको समाप्तिमा हङकङको टिमले बनाएको छ 7 रन र बिना कुनै विकेटको पनि नुक्सानीमा। दैट डट बल खै त मान्छे छैनन् मान्छे। र अहिले पनि पहिलो बल नै डट बल जानेछ। दुनिया छन् अरूले पनि खासै मान्छे त लगाएका हैनन्। र यो विकेट जान सकेन साथीहरु। कान चड्किने गरी हान्न पर्ने थियो यहाँनिर यो ईश्वरीलाई हैन। कान चड्किने गरी हान्दिएको भए नेपाली टिम पनि ठेगानमा आउँथ्यो साथीहरु। तर यहाँनिर चाहिँ चाकामा पिलो उठेको छ। यस्तो बवाल तरिकाले गर्दाखेरि पनि यस्तो हुने रहेछ हैन। कहिलेकाहीँ भाग्यले पनि अलिकति साथ दिँदैन। नेपाल भर्सेस हङकङको लाइभमा हामी यति बेला छौं र सबैजनाले एकैवटा लाइभलाई शेयर पनि गर्दै जानु है त। एउटा लाइभलाई शेयर पनि गर्दै एउटा शेयर गर्दै एउटा सब्स्क्राइब पनि गर्दै जानु होला। प्रत्यक्ष कमेन्ट्रीमा पनि छौं हामी हैन। सो त्यसै कारणले गर्दा सब्स्क्राइब चाहिँ अनिवार्य रूपमा गरिदिनु पर्यो है साथीहरु। हामी एकदमै मायाले भनिरहेका छौं बिस्तारै पनि भनिरहेका छौं। यदि मान्नु भएन भने फेरि मैले जानेको छु। ओभर की तीसरी गेंद और हवाई फायर के लिए नताशा तो चल रही थी पर ईश्वर विष्णु ने बहुत खतरनाक गेंद चला दिया इधर। बहुत ही खूब और ओवर की अंतिम बॉल, ओवर की अंतिम गेंद ईश्वरी बिष्ट से राइट हैंड मीडियम फास्ट बॉलिंग के लिए। ये बॉल था शानदार, ये बॉल डॉट बॉल के लिए। बहुत ही बेहतरीन गेंद, बहुत ही बेहतरीन गेंद। अगर ऐसा गेंद आई तो जनाब, और नेपाली टीम तो बाजी मार जाएगा। बहुत खूब, बहुत। अरे पाजी, अरे ओ कविता जोशी का वो फिटनेस है ना, वो बहुत ही खूब लग रहा है, क्योंकि उसका मोटा मोटा। बहुत खूब, बहुत खूब। और इसी दौरान 2 ओवर की समाप्ति में हांगकांग की टीम 8 रन बनाकर बिना कोई विकेट की नुकसानी पर अगली गेंद के लिए आएगी पूजा महतो नेपाली टीम से। देख लिया जाए क्या हो जाएगा। ओवर की पहली गेंद पूजा महतो से राइट हैंड मीडियम फास्ट बॉलिंग के लिए। ये बॉल थी शानदार, ये बॉल बाउंड्री के लिए जाएगा। रिया शर्मा पीछे पीछे 2 रन बचाएंगे और 2 रन खाता में नेपाली टीम। 2 रन बिना कोई विकेट की नुकसानी पर ओवर की पहली गेंद पर। लाइव को शेयर भी कर दिया जाए दोस्तों। फिलहाल अभी तो 2000 साथियों हमारे पास देख रहे हैं, और बहुत ही खूब, बहुत ही आपका आभारी व्यक्त करना चाहेंगे। मैच तीनों लाइव में हजार मांचे रहे मैच की टांग। बहुत खूब, बहुत खूब। र अहिले पनि अहिलेको न्युज राम्रो।
by Kadka. See the fall of the first wicket. Tempted in flight, deceived in the flight there. Shenzhen falls for the bait, ends up giving out a simple chance to Kadka.
You know, Ivan, I told you that Ishwari bait always has that deceptive drifting in swing that will always snare any batter attempting to up the batting or the power play performance. And Shenzhen Shazad becomes a victim of that well scripted effort.
Brings the end to Shenzhen's innings. Very brief innings, lasted all of 2 overs. Managed to collect 7 from 12. 19 for 1 in 3.5. Ishwari reaping the rewards for her persistence. Ball very decent lines, drifting the ball into the batters from a left arm over angle, asking a different kind of question to the right-handers. She would like to finish it off well.
Having some quick discussions there, tactical changes together with the captain Indubama at mid-off, and it's always amazing to see how this game quickly turns. 1 wicket bringing 2, or turning it around, or should the Hong Kong China continue in the same mold?
Another drive down the ground, but goes straight to the fielder. Shori completes another successful over in terms of wickets, conceding 5 runs from it, but the success of the wicket makes the scorecard look a lot more decent for Hong Kong China. 19 for 1 at the end of the 4 overs.
And that will bring a change in Nepal's bowling.
Mariko is the new batter. She'll be facing up to the first ball. Change at the airport end. Rachana Kumari comes in. Of course, we've seen the slow bowlers troubling the batters in this tournament so far. And Nepal employing that tactic, beaten outside the off stump, beating the outside edge. Keeper looks very excited. Rachana getting all the patches out of the surface. It would be interesting to see if they can employ a slip fielder in there because of what the wicket has to offer.
Earlier in the day we saw Sarah Kiteng picking up 5 for 11, but it seems Natasha Miles will not try to give so much respect to Rachana Kamari and will try to sweep paddle, do everything to make sure she gets her off her rhythm, because left arm orthodox coming from the airport end today may just be the trick for the day. But nevertheless, Indubama, they are encouraging her bowler to make sure she still delivers the goods.
Peddling hands, picking up 2 around the corner. Rectifies another dot ball from Rachana, making up again for the last ball that tended to drift into the pads of Natasha. But this time Rachana coming back strongly as well, going back to the off stump line. That one drifted in, went with the arm. Another dot ball.
Rachana Kamari Chaudhry has had quite a couple of great innings in her bowling. Will today be one of those? Certainly Hong Kong, China on 1 win, as well as Nepal. Quick running between the wickets there, but it's all happening right here in the middle at the Entebbe Cricket Oval.
Tucking that one round her pads, picking up a single. Achana Kumari will look to do exactly what Akiteng did in the morning for Uganda, picking up 5, both left-handers, providing a different set of challenges to the right-hander, with the ball going away from the right-hander. That's a wide one. Pushes it far outside off stump, disturbing the restricted areas.
Maybe the difference being, Ivan, that for Sarah Kiteng, she came on much later after the best bowlers had done the work. But here, Rachana Kumari Chaudhry comes in early, has to do both the cleaning up work and as well as attacking. But that brings us to 23 for 1, Hong Kong China, after 5 overs.
One over left in the power play. Hong Kong China would like to make the most of it while the restrictions are still in play. If they get another 5 or 6 runs, put them in a very good position to consolidate. I think Hong Kong China have gone about it well, losing only 1 wicket for 23. Decent run rate of 4.6 and over. So if they manage to pick up 5 or 6, it will consolidate that position. However, Nepal have also not let it escape, not let the run rate escape their grip, putting a tight lead on things.
Ria Sharma from the golf course end, right arm, off spin action will remain to be seen because now it's both ends. Spin attack. It will be interesting to see how Hong Kong China navigate through this interesting period of play.
Ria starting with a dot ball, and another one sneaked through slip area, getting the outside edge on its way through. Scamper for 2. It's interesting, Mike. I've not yet seen many captains employing the slips in this tournament so far. But it would be interesting to see 1 or 2 of them in there consistently. However, on that occasion, Natasha picking up 2 via the outside edge.
Joshi Kabita doing the mop up there, but her captain Indu Bama saying, no, I would rather have you at point. Speaking of slips, Ivan, it seems each of the teams have too much respect for the batters and don't hope to get anything coming through slips, but here we are.
Another one played towards Gali. Gali does the cleaning up work, keeps it to a dot ball. Oh, is that a missed opportunity for a stamping? Ria seems to think so. She had me thinking so too as well. Tricky bowling action. Very difficult to pick if you're the batsman and seeing her for the first time. Keeper fumbling. Maybe going with hard hands. Drill that one through, covers. There's a sweeper though. Keeps it to 1. Nepal made to work for their runs in the past couple of balls.
Ria Sharma doing the job for Nepal. And at the moment as it stands, with just a ball to go, she's so far doing exactly what her captain Indu Bama asked her to do.
Looking to finish it well. Keeps it to a dot. Asking Mariko to punch. But only goes as far as the fielder in cover. Keeping her tally very clean. Conceding only 4. And it's 26 for 1 at the end of the power play. Like to welcome Innocent back into the com box. The highlights from the power play. Yeah, goes for the big slog. Well, you don't want to know the meaning of mine. But also good to see Brian McMassava straight after winning the World Cup. You see a Dint was roping him in immediately after his retirement into coaching duties. So we'll see the results of his efforts. While they scamper here for a single run out chance, they miss it completely. Fumble. Oh, there's an opportunity for a second. They take it. Brings two. I think there's some sloppy work there from the Nepalese. Innocent, what do you make of the adventure of Brian Mark and Deus did it so far?
Early days in their career, tough to judge them, tough to talk ill about them. Very good young men with good intentions. And hopefully they get things sticking their way, because as players we know them, their urgency, their intent, their purpose. But you can imagine, I think when they watch the girls play, sometimes they can't believe what they're seeing as young coaches. But it's a process, and if you believe and trust the process, you will reap the fruits of reward.
Absolutely. Both electric fielders. Deus took some blinders over the course of his career. Brian McMassava, similar, very agile off his feet, as agile as a cat. Remember one of the very brilliant runouts he created in Lugogo, in those Challenge B tournaments. I'm sure they will be, that is drilled through the covers. It's the sweeper again, a fumble out in the field, creates an opportunity for the second run. More about Brian McMassava and Deus Muumza after this over. But 31 for 1 at the end of the 7th over.
Young guys like you guys who can take bold decisions. On my decision. Natasha Miles and Mariko Hill, the former captain, the legend of Hong Kong China cricket, right there in the middle. She went off the mark at the last ball of the over, the 7th. She's on 2 from 5. Natasha Miles always getting stats. She must convert them. Yesterday she ran out of gas while on 40. Ria Sharma bowling her second, and they scamper through for a single, a very quick one. These two, Natasha and Mariko, are the mainstays of Hong Kong China's batting. Mariko, of course, a former skipper, and she's played in a fair break invitational, that women franchise tournament, and turned in huge scores. Yesterday she was just sparing by her captain Natasha, but she came through and bowled at the death the last 2 overs and went for just 8 runs. And I was asking Mariko Hill at the post-match presentation, why didn't she give her senior player more overs to bowl and do more work? There was just a wry smile coming off her face, not much to say.
Every day calls for a different set of tactics, but she seems to know what to do. Firm control of her skills. Very good to see. Flights that one up and paddled down. Very good from Natasha. Run through for 1. I like their intent. Very positive. They are running positively in between the wickets. That's what's required in this campaign. I'm sure the team that accumulates the most number of singles gives themselves a better chance to win. Ria. Dot ball.
Good business there for Ria. She's doing very well, being very disciplined.
Giving them no room to work with. She's bowling stone dead into the middle stump. You miss a hit kind of stuff. Taking away the freedom of the batters to swing their arms. restricting their movements, knowing that if they miss the ball, they'll be sent packing. So she's challenging the defenses of every batter. Wide outside off stump on that occasion. I think that was a bit too harsh. But nonetheless, the man in red stretches his hands.
The line does belong to the umpire. The line is not yours all for the bowler. In the air, who wants that? Hit over the infield. The chase is on. Does it have the legs to cross the boundary? It's the boundary that Mariko Hill desires to break her shackles and add to the total of Hong Kong, China.
That's the advantage of the singles. When you take many singles and then get a boundary, all of a sudden you're moving at 7, 8 and over. And that's exactly what Hong Kong, China needed at that moment. And now Mariko slogs one, deep square leg, vacant area in the power play. She picks up a boundary, 39 for 1 at the end of the 8th over.
Indubama, the skipper, introduces herself into the attack. She love to be invisible. Indo knows her tactics. She won the toss. She said she would love to bowl. Conditions quite still favoring the bowling, but she's hit in that vacant region all the way to the boundary. Natasha Miles continuing to pepper the onside there. The shot of intent from her across the line, but it's right off the middle of the bat. Ria Sharma chases, but she only plays second fiddle in the chase.
Only Usain Bolt could have got to that one, innocent.
Usain Bolt, Asafa Powell would have been finishing up second fiddle in that chase. The ball travels faster. It's like a tracer bullet. That's the bottom hand coming into play, trying to hit to the side screen. It's a fine stop from Ria Sharma.
Very beautiful pattern here. Already 5 runs from 3 balls. I think that puts a bit more pressure on Indu Boma. Mariko and Natasha noticing that they need to keep things going. Shimmy, a little shimmy down the ground, punch through the covers, pick up another single. That's a good thing about singles, innocent. Build pressure on the bowler, and all of a sudden if you get a boundary, the scorecard looks completely different. And as you can see, Hong Kong, China is moving at a decent rate of 5.19. For the loss of only 1, 45 runs in the 9th over. Miles showing a lot of intent, as well as Mariko.
Because Miles on 27 from 31, scoring at 90, 92%, not chewing up a lot of dot balls. She gets that one right behind square, but there is protection, and it's a good fielding there from Joshi Kabita. And at the end of the 9th, Hong Kong, China are in charge for the 6 for 1.
One of the men I like in sport, live at your best. Live whenever at the top.
So that's your mantra.
Don't stay too long.
Don't stay too long.
Stay too long. Make sure you're always.
Get found out easy.
Beginning of the 10th over. Hong Kong find themselves having done a good job. They'll start thinking of putting finishing touches to their already good work so far. Only losing 1 wicket in the 9 overs so far, while accumulating 46 runs. Mariko and Natasha would look to consolidate. Straight one there. Kept out. Dot ball. Rubina. The bowler. It's another change. Coming in from the golf course end.
Rubina Balbeshi. Touch and go. And like the urges with which Hong Kong China are running between the wickets, they take off quickly for the first and they look out for the fumble in the field so they can get onto the bike and come through for the second.
Like the approach of the Hong Kong Chinese ladies. Looked more proactive. Finding the singles. Mixing them so well with the boundary here and there. Another good single there as we see. Punching to the left of the cover fielder on her left hand. Not easy to pick up and throw if you're right-handed. Picking up a single in the process.
Rubina Belbashi Chetri bowling from the golf club. And again, like Ivan said, Hong Kong China may have 99 problems, but picking up singles is none of them.
Keeps the scoreboard ticking. And I tell you, Innocent, if they pick up a double here or an even number, the over will be a very productive one for them. Seem to be playing with a lot of intelligence. Mariko looks like she's opening the face of her bat, trying to run it down to the slip and third man area. Showing a lot of intelligence in her approach to batting.
And if the Ugandan ladies are watching this one, they should see and learn one thing, how Hong Kong, China and Nepal do play. They play without fear, they play without pressure, they love the game. Look at the confidence, look at the poise, look at the style. As the 50 does come up, sends the dugout of Hong Kong, China into applause as they continue to chant, let's go Hong Kong, let's go. And who will take the water break at this moment? We will score at 50 for 1 after 10 overs. The batting card is coming up shortly to tell you how things have gone for Hong Kong, China. Shanzin Shazad, the only wicket to fall, caught by Samjana. Ishori Beast, the bowler, 7 for 2 off 12 for her by the two senior counterparts of this Hong Kong China side, Natasha Miles and Mariko Hill, riding it along nicely for team Hong Kong China. And this is the bowling card. Pooja Mahato started all, but her overs were expensive. 13, the only wicket to be picked by Ishori Beast, 1 for 6. But right now, Rubina Chetri Belbashi doing very well, just the 1 over, and she's gone for 4. And Ria Sharma controlling the innings, 2 overs 11, alongside Rachana Kumari, 2 overs 9 runs. Only 3 extras, and now we will take a break.
Hello, 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 hello. Hello, hello, hello. And now we can. Hello, 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 hello. Now, Hong Kong is just 50 runs in total 10 overs, and now
A couple of laps with Ivan Tawitamura here in the coach box. I'm very privileged.
sound Gotoni. Hello, 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 hello.
And I'm happy to be with him in the comments box. He's still in his amateur Natasha days as a commentator, a rookie guy, but I tell you, he is enjoying it all.
And now Indu Burma is going to throw 11th over, and Hong Kong women's is 50 with a losing of 1 wickets, and the first ball in Burma has been taught. And now Indu Burma is going to throw 11th over, and
तो सागरले कुन कलेजमा हालेछ त नि गोली भाइ
हजुर
तो सागरले कुन कलेजमा हाल्यो अझ
लन्डन
हामी पनि लन्डन हैन त नि
हामी इङ्ल्यान्ड
तेरो बाबु
हामी इङ्ल्यान्ड
हो र तो कलेज इङ्ल्यान्डमा रहेछ लन्डनमा हैन त नि धेरै पैसा कमाउने
होइन लन्डनमा कोहीले कमाउँछन् कोहीले कमाउँदैनन् इङ्ल्यान्ड चाहिँ बाहिरको नि त युकेकै पार तर बाहिरको अलि ठुलो खाले काठमाडौँ सहर जस्तै
हो
हजुर
तो त्यहाँ अङ्कलले हालेको त इङ्ल्यान्ड रहेछ
हजुर त्यो गएर बुझ्छौँ हामीले बुझ्छौँ न इन्दु बर्माको यो चौथो बल र यो पक्कै पनि मिसफिल्ड गरेका छन् र यो 1 रन र यो पक्कै पनि 2 रन लिन चाहन्थे र यो मिसफिल्ड भएर नेपाललाई 1 रनको घाटा लागेको छ र इन्दु बर्माको यो चौथो बलसम्म 1 रन र इन्दु बर्मा पाँचौं बलको लागि जाँदैछिन् भने मारिको आफ्नो 15 बलमा व्यक्तिगत 11 रनको खातामा खेलिरहेकी छिन् र यो Women's State T20 Cup powered by र यो इन्दु बर्माको पाँचौं बल र पाँचौं बल मिडल स्टेमको Indu Burma is going to throw the last ball of this over, and Mariko hit at the ball, and the fielder is present in the boundary line, and she saves the boundary. And now it's the over, and 11th over with losing of 1 wicket, and Hong Kong is playing in 55. Natasha is playing in 33 runs with 37 balls, and Indu Burma is finishes her over.
तेरो त बसेको ठाउँ कहाँ हो तेरो लोकेसन पठाइदेन भन्नु पर्यो के त मुर्दोलाई
भन्नु त
मुर्दालाई भन भाइ मेरो मोबाइल खै मागुरीले त
रुबिना छेत्री आफ्नो दोस्रो ओभर लिएर आएकी छिन् र पहिलो बलमा 1 रन र यो दोस्रो बल स्ट्राइकमा नतासा र 1 रन खेल्न चाहन्थिन् भने त्यहाँ फिल्डर र यो बल डट बल साथै दोस्रो बल 0 रनको लागि र अब तेस्रो बलको लागि रुबिना जाँदैछिन् र यो रुबिनाको तेस्रो बल र पक्कै पनि अगाडि फेरि पनि त्यही दिशामा खेलिदिएकी थिइन् नतासाले र यो पालि भने 1 रन चोर्न सफल भएकी छिन् अथवा चोर्न रुबिना छेत्रीको यो चौथो बल र स्ट्राइकमा मारिको र यो चौथो बल रुबिना छेत्री र 1 रनतर्फ खेलिदिएकी छिन् मारिकोले र यसै साथ स्ट्राइक पनि रोटेट गरेकी छिन् नतासालाई र यो रुबिना छेत्रीको यो चौथो बल र 1 रनको लागि र पक्कै पनि यो ओभरको 5औं बल र यो 5औं बल स्ट्राइकमा नतासा र पक्कै पनि हेर्नै पर्ने हुनेछ यो 5औं बल रुबिना छेत्रीको र पछाडिपट्टि कट खेल्न चाहन्थिन् र पक्कै पनि राम्रो कनेक्सन भएन ब्याटमा र यो बल पनि डट पुग्न गयो राम्रो बलिङ गरिरहेकी छिन् रुबिना छेत्रीले र यो ओभरको लास्ट बल अथवा अन्तिम गेन्द ल हेर्नै पर्ने हुन्छ यो अन्तिम गेन्द र पक्कै पनि फेरि पनि त्यही दिशामा खेल्न चाहन्थिन् र यो पालि भने 1 रन लिएकी छिन् नतासाले र यसै साथ ओभरको समाप्ति र 12 ओभरमा 59 रन 1 विकेटको क्षति हङकङ हजुर
लासा हेर्दै एरियलले कहाँ के पठायो कि हेर त
रोक्ने
पठाइर त क्याट 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 पार
of accent, but quick running there almost between wickets. Unfortunate for Natasha Miles, who has to get back to the dugout. The game is well poised, in my opinion.
Natasha Miles gives us here a thumbs up. She has us talk about her. And Chan Kaing is a new batter. Indu Bama not yet into the wicket column, but there's a wicket in her over. Indu Bama into her third. Straight and full. Kept out.
Innocent, a little psychological warfare there. One captain ensuring the dismiss of another captain who was well set.
Sizing up each other nicely is what you would say. Again, Indubama thrives on darting them in. Sometimes he changes the grip of the ball and holds it cross seam. She comes from a run-up of a spinner, but I tell you, her balls travel than some medium pacers. Again, full face from the lefty. Chan Kaing gets her inning started.
Good clean up there from Sharma. Innocent, I feel the game is in that place where you feel it's as though it's halfway to go, especially with the resources that Hong Kong, China still possesses, because at 60 for 2, in 12.4. They still have the kind of resources to look at maybe 100, 110.
130 should be on for them. But they need 7. If they need 70 more from 8, they need to get some big drives like that. Mariko Hill does very well, running back for the second. And there's a brain freeze right there from the fielder. Rubina Belbashi held the ball, and as Chan Kaing and Mariko Hill struggled to complete the second, she could have thrown it anywhere, and the Nepalese could have gotten a wicket-taking chance.
It's all happening here in the middle, Innocent.
Of course, Nepal having fans wherever they travel in the world, be it the men, be it the women. When you play in Kathmandu, the ground is packed 70,000 and they go on singing Nepal, Nepal. That sends shivers down the opposition, and many times they are unbeatable at home. Away from home today, a couple of fans in the building, although it's a working day in Uganda, and it is Hong Kong, China now. That fall from 5 per over, they moved to 4.77 per over, and the score is 62-2 after 13. Rubina into the attack. It's Chan Kaing, the lefty, that runs very quickly and gets two. The support is on, and those are the Nepalese fans we were talking about. 4 ladies and 1 gentleman. They also have a boombox right next to them, ready to play the victory tunes like they did play yesterday, as they sang and celebrated late into the afternoon after toppling poor Uganda. Left-hander's favorite shot, trying to go big to the cow corner region. Ill advised, if you ask me. It is early days in her innings, but she looks like she's the enforcer. Hit very well in the covers, in the gap. The running and the call is 2. Mariko Hill is off running. She has put the fielders under pressure. Mariko Hill, all the experience from the year she's been playing the game, coming to the fore there.
Sometimes you feel the basics in this game will never run away from you. Take the quick run, the first run fast, and you give yourself an opportunity to take a second, and putting Katka under that pressure indeed produced the second quite comfortably. And it's all happening here. Another quick single there, scampered through. The two in Mariko Hill and Chan Kai seem to be having an understanding that indeed the urgency calls for.
I like how Hong Kong China have controlled this inning. Punched straight to mid-on. No runs under her nose. Final ball of the 14th coming through. From here, there will be 36 balls to go, and they would like to get many more. They've fallen off in terms of the runs they're scoring. Big shot. Does it have the legs to go? Yes, the dive is desperate and not with commitment. Little conviction from the fielder, and she pays the price. It is Hong Kong China and Mariko Hill that get the boundary. Look at that. No conviction whatsoever. 4 runs to the total. That will take them to 71 for 2 after 14 overs.
Monday is my day off, by the way. Sunday and Monday. That's why when I came on Saturday, I stayed distance for the 2 nights. And mama wabana wajiro kumaka nyumba kanunya kaubo. Serious. Demo gambit.
36 balls left in the match, and effectively that is 6 overs. And Nepal captain Indubama will toss the ball to Joshi Kabita from the airport end. Left-hander Chan Kaing loves to score off every delivery she faces, and that's the way to go about business with just 35 balls left.
Interesting change-ups there. Earlier on, Induba herself, and now she's given the responsibility to Kabita Joshi. Altogether, Nepal is trying everything in their power to make sure they stem the tide as it is right now.
Round the corner, Marco Hill very confident. Chan Kaing responds to her call and says, I am happy to run for you. You are the elder stateswoman here. Joshi trying to keep them a little quieter. That pops up on the lefty. She looks down to square leg and see if there's any protection. She must be thinking of that shot now.
You must just appreciate the understanding between this pair here. A little partnership building up already.
The left-hander again hitting it straight to the only fielder in the covers there. 2 singles up front and 2 dot balls follow. Good stuff from Joshi Kabita. There's a misfield. Marco Hill says, let's go. And when you run with purpose like she does, you always get the full reward. A single is what she gets.
Innocent, you must just like the way there seems to be a bit of a telepathic kind of communication between Mariko Hill and Chankai, because every single little opportunity is turned into a sure run, yet we've seen run-outs before. Run-outs before whenever people have not called between their wickets. But that indeed will bring up 74 for 2 after 15.
Change in the bowling with just 30 balls left in this first innings for Hong Kong China, who were asked to bat first by Indubama after she won the toss. Rachana Kumari Chaudhry will be bowling her third of the day from the golf club end. Umpire Patrick Makumbi Mosoke, very experienced. He's an ODI umpire now. He's using through the ranks. He's on the development panel for ICC, trying to make some consultations with the bowler to find out which end, which action. It's the left-hander, Chan Kaing on strike. There she goes. Her favorite region is the call two from the onset. Mariko Hill goes. The pressure Mariko Hill has put on the bowling and the fielders of Nepal has indeed paid off, being able to turn ones into twos, and that could be the difference at the end of the day.
Very smart running. doing the basics right, running the first run as the first one, giving themselves a chance for the second.
This one is in the air, but there's no protection. The protection is right at the boundary where it will be cut off for just one now. Throw, not very good. If they're taken on half for the second, could have easily gotten it. Swept, but straight into the hands of the fielder. That's a very good catch taken there by Ishori Beast. She picked up the first wicket of the match, and she's taken a very good catch at her short square leg. That is the end of seasoned campaigner Mariko Hill.
Mariko Hill, they are trying to manufacture something out of a very difficult situation, and it's to her demise, falling for 21 after 21 of 26 balls, to the excitement and joy of Kuma Rachana Chaudhry and her team, leaving Hong Kong China at 77 for 3. And that will bring in Yasmin Daswani. And there you are, the Nepalese, always in the right spirits to support their own everywhere in the world. And they are doing it exactly.
DJ getting to blast their tunes. Love is in the air in Entebbe, the first capital of Uganda. $77 for 3. After 15.3, they celebrate a wicket. Rachana Kumari picking up her first. And walking into bat, Yasmin Daswani.
A very significant wicket there of Mariko Hill, who was well set. Again, looking probably to convert. But Hong Kong China has to rebuild afresh.
Good shot from the new batter, Daswani. She breaks her shackles and starts her innings with a boundary. Fearless cricket from Hong Kong China. The delivery there, full toss. Made the flashing blade of Yasmin Daswani. Goes to the boundary. They move into the 80s now. She goes again, a little misfield. And the bowler was moving one way, the ball was moving the other. Different routes, one destination.
So there is a change-up for the left hand as Rachana Kumari Chaudhry tries to put a hold on the flow of events.
The lefty continuing to find the gaps. When you have a left-hander in your team that plays like Chan Kaying, you are on an advantage because it gives you that dimension to also get the bowler's lines the other way for you, even as a right-hander. 16 gone, 83 for 3.
What angle is that? We're stupid. Ah, you guys don't know that.
24 balls left in the innings. How many more runs does Hong Kong China want? Michael, my guess is as good as yours, but I believe anything in the region of 30 runs could do them a world of good.
Well, Innocent, I had thought between 100 and 110. Still on for the Cards because it's only 3 wickets down. And the way Chan Kayin is batting with Yasmin Dawan, that's one it will be interesting to see.
Puja Mahato to the left-hander. Chan Kayin continues to play very nicely. Won't take the second. The skipper makes her voice heard from the dugout. She says, good call. That's how she wants things to be done. Team Hong Kong China have a Ugandan physio who's doing the work and helping them with their S&C as well. That is boosting the economy in Uganda nicely. Money in the bank for the Ugandan economy. The beauty of the teams. You come to play, many of them don't want trouble with doctors, so they get their home doctor who is easier to look after and take care of them because they know the conditions better. That's being a little wiser. Rather than flying someone all over the world for 9,000 plus miles, 20 hours of travel for a job that could be done by a local who knows the conditions better. And she's done very well. And she's looking very, very beautiful in a Hong Kong China kit.
Very good PR there, Innocent. You are very good at bilateral relations for sure. And I'm sure the Foreign Office will take a keen interest in this kind of strategy. But there you are, Puja, continuing to ask the questions because Hong Kong China seems to want to go for that 110 to 120 mark.
Yasmin Daswani. Look at this. Oh no. Finally Nepal collect nicely. Kabita Joshi almost taken on by the batters, but Yasmin Daswani says to Chan Kayin, please hold your horses. Let's not give our wickets. We've been doing well.
Clearly there is a change in partnership in terms of the running, Innocent.
Yes.
All the twos have been turned into singles. And it will be interesting to see how quickly they pick up themselves this partnership.
That is the left-hander is in the air, a lot of distance, lot of height. The beautiful catch and the celebration on the ground tells you the story. It's a beautiful catch taken right there. And they do very, very well. Samjana Kumari Kadka takes the catch to end. Chan Kayin is that stay in the middle. Look at the celebration saying, the world is mine, the world is not enough.
Great effort there. Amazing scenes all together. Everyone called into the celebration. And Chan Kayin has to walk back as Hong Kong China seems to still be pushing for those extra 20 to 30 runs in these remaining 20 balls.
Walking to bat at number 6 for Hong Kong China is that famous girl, a girl who the world must have recognized, and a girl who could win herself a slot in one of the franchise leagues all over the world, Mariam Bibi. Yesterday she turned the game on its head with 3 sixes as Hong Kong China stunned Namibia. 30 from 19 was enough to win her player of the match. It was exciting to see.
Was a splendid effort, Innocent. I wonder how the feel was for you here from the comms box.
It was a privilege to be the one right behind. Actually, it wasn't me behind the microphone, but I was right behind the 2 commentators of the. It was Davis Karashani and Dennis Athamusali. And I tell you, the neutrals were celebrating the day of the underdogs. There were high fives all over the place. There's a lot of noise on the park. You must have felt a little sorry for Namibia. Full toss, hit back straight past the bowler, and that one will race all the way to the boundary. Mariam Bibi starts off from where she left off yesterday, getting the boundaries, opens her account with a beautiful 4.
It's finally lovely to watch full tosses and any kind of loose balls being given the rightful treatment, because that in itself is a statement of action to say this is the higher league and everyone is meaning business today.
Pooja Mahato with the final delivery to Mariam Bibi. Again onto the onside. There is a sweeper. The throw is good. They take one. And more importantly, Bibi Mariam will be on strike when over number 18 comes through. But for now, they're into the 90s, Hong Kong, China. And after 17, they're 91 for 4. Mariam Bibi has a name that sounds more Tanzanian. And if you know Swahili, you know what Bibi means. I don't want to be the one to translate that for you. My Swahili not the very best, but at least I know what Bibi means.
Innocent, I'll remain with Mariam. It's easier to understand. Yesterday only was a Sunday.
And I love this season as Hong Kong China do get a freebie in an extra. It's a beautiful season, Lent season for the Christians and fasting time for our Muslim brothers. So whichever way you look at it, it's time to repent. Go repent your sins so that the Lord may forgive you, and you need to change your lives. Again, there are Daswani and Bibi trying to take off when there's no run. The ball right in the grasp of the fielder.
Mariam Bibi with a dejected gesture there, probably looking to stay on strike, and that is very good to see. On behalf of Hong Kong, China, they would love to see Mariam Bibi on strike. Not that Yasmin Daswani will not strike that ball, but you're sure to have Mariam Bibi repeat her tried and tested approach, especially with the wily Ishwari, who is not so easy to put away.
Shori is bold. At least 14 balls. And she's gone for just 8 runs and picked up a wicket, the first of Shazin Shazad. Yasmin Daswani being asked by her teammates to give the strike to Bibi.
Clearly, Bibi wants to be on strike, but that almost brings up an opportunity of a run out, of which Indu seems to have picked up on.
Touch and go. They'll take the single finally. Is it more than one? Skipper Natasha Miles telling her Bibi to stay put. They'll know they'll be looking for a boundary every over going on from here. At least one boundary every over. And Bibi knows the assignment is clear. Full toss, not punished.
Clearly bashing her head in. She's not happy with herself because she feels that was a lost opportunity of a boundary.
Natasha, who is right under our dugout here, because we're operating from right above the Hong Kong China dugout. They tell Bibi to wait for the ball to come to her butt. Very, very wily from Ishori Beast, who's bought a very good over there. It's gone for only 4 runs and there's no boundary. Her 3 overs have gone for just 10 runs and she has a chance to come back and bowl the last over. 95 for 4 for Hong Kong China after 18 overs.
Yeah.
Skipper Indubama will bowl what has become lately the most important over in T20 cricket. The 19th. And she cleans Mariam Bibi up. Mariam Bibi was trying to hoik her across the line. Neck and head high up in the skies. And she's bowled neck and crop. 95 for 5. Bibi Mariam, the pinch hitter, goes for 7 from 5.
Captain Indubama there taking on the captain's role to clean up what seemingly is a difficult situation, especially in the penultimate over, but turning it a little easier to her advantage and to the advantage Nepal, who are in jubilation mode, dancing to those interesting Ugandan tunes as well. And that will bring Lai Wiki in to try and get Hong Kong China closer to that 110 mark.
I like the tactics they are being deployed by Nepal. They bring back their military medium pacers who bowl straight and accurate to bowl at the very end. Ishori Beast did very well the previous over, going for just 4 runs. And now Indubama, the skipper, comes up and puts up a first wicket in her final over with one that rearranges the furniture. And then that is 2 in 2 for Indubama. She will be on a hat trick the next delivery. She has just cleaned up Lai. Lai goes lying low. Lai Winky will go take a cup of coffee to warm up for the second innings without disturbing the scorers. And that's how she falls. Raw celebrations from Indubama and her teammates.
Thick inside edge, they are doing the trick, but you just got to appreciate Captain Indubama bowling stump to stump at such a situation where the batters would chance anything within their swinging arc to try and get that couple of boundaries or 6.
See you, May Wai is the new batter. Hat-trick ball. Does Indubama want it? Yes, she does. Look at the field setting. Creating more pressure by asking Ishori Beast to come closer at the point region. And here she comes. It's going to be very quick and very straight. She manages to keep it out. But her partner doesn't help her to come through for the single. Yasmin Daswani, whatever she's thinking, looks like she wants to hog the last over all by herself. But in cricket, every run does count to the total. It's not just your run, it's a team run. And I'd love Yasmin to play with that mindset. Another full face from number 8 batter, Seyu Meiwai.
Well, at the same time, at least Indubama would chance an opportunity of a wicket maiden.
That is quick from her. Again, she tries to set off. See you may why. It's a double wicket over so far. Does it become a double wicket maiden? There is a ball left. She's done very well at the business end of the match. The penultimate over belongs to Nepal. And here she comes again. I tell you, by the time young Siyu May played, the ball was already in the keeper's gloves. A little too late to hop onto the last bus out of Entebbe town. It's end of the 19th, 95 for 6. But give a round of applause to Indubama for the double wicket maiden over. $95 for 6 after 19. Final over. Do they get a 4-chest boundary here? They're running very quickly. Sharma onto it, and they're running very well. The keeper, Khalil Sin from her, not removing the glove to chip in the throw. Roma Thapa must know better as a keeper. Remove the glove and throw the ball, but she threw it backwards this time round.
Just 2 runs short of another century. Team total by Hong Kong China today, and that will be an interesting return on their efforts in batting.
Yesterday they chased down 112, getting 113 for 6, winning by 4 wickets. And they won it in quick time. Touch and go. Yes, the single is on, the throw is good. The backup is also good. Up to the task. Good backing up skills there. Ishori Beast with the final over here. She has beautiful figures of 1 for 14 in 3.2. Full face. That is playing smarter and chance for a run out. But well, Daswani asks you to stay.
And that brings up the century for Hong Kong China, 100 for 6. With 3 balls left, how many more would Hong Kong China want to add on as a score they would relish defending?
Big swing. Big miss. Yasmin Daswani was already setting off to run for a bye. Keeper much wiser this time round. Roma Thapa throws it the right way to the bowler's end. Psychological total on board, the 3 coveted figures. How many more can they get with 2 deliveries left? Beast holds her tracks in her run up and goes back to do it all over again. Standing outside waiting to bat. Chan Kaman and Ikra. French cat, but nowhere to go. Not happy with the end here is Team Hong Kong China. You can see they are agitated in the dugout.
You know, Innocent, you just have to give it to Nepal, because pulling off a penultimate double wicket maiden and then only 5 runs in the last one.
She middles this one and the catch is taken, albeit quietly, by the skipper, Indubama. Look at her. Muted celebrations from her. She's a woman doing her business like a smooth criminal. Look at that. Straight into her hands. No celebration. Gives the ball back to the umpire. And a little high fives with a blank face on her as if she's done nothing. That's how it ends. 107. 100 for 7. I beg your pardon. After 20 overs for Hong Kong, China, who were asked to bat first. The mathematics will be easy for Nepal. For them to beat Hong Kong, China, they need 5 runs every over when they come out to bat. This is the batting card. Not all of them have come out to bat. Only a few, but look at Natasha Miles, the skipper, leading from the front. 35 from 42 before she got run out by Sana and Roma Tapa. And then 21 from the seasoned campaigner, Mariko Hill. 21 from 26 before she fell to Rachana Kumari. And the other double figures coming through from the left-hander, Chan Kaying and Yasmin Daswani, 12 and 11 respectively. The next high scorer after the 7th from Mariam Bibi and Shazin Shazad were the extras, 6. And we'll look at the bowling card now. Bowling card right there for you. 7 bowlers used, including Kabita Joshi, whose only over went for 3. But amongst the wickets was Indubama, the skipper, 2 for 15 in half overs. A feat that was equaled by Ishori Bis, who also picked up 2 wickets for 15 in half overs. And then Pooja Mahat